What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of KozMatt's Wrestling Recap. With Backlash this weekend, Monday Night Raw kicked off with a bang. Matt, do you mind if I kick this one off? Because Paul Heyman opened the show with an absolute crash out.
I love the word crash out.
Oh boy, here we go. So here's how it opened up. Jey Uso came out hyping up the crowd, and Paul Heyman interrupts, saying that the new faction is basically running Raw, and Seth Rollins is going to demand a championship match at his time and place of choosing for Jey Uso to decide. But during this, Paul just went on a whole rant about how he didn't betray Roman Reigns, literally getting red in the face. You can't tell with how much spray tan that guy's got on, first of all.
I'm talking real.
He was just going off, man. I haven't seen Paul Heyman this fired up. And Jey Uso ended this segment by saying, you know what? Tonight is the time, tonight is the place, and let's get it on in the main event tonight. And that was later on made official.
Yeah, title on the line. You think we're going to see a title change hands? Well, wait till later on, dude. I'll tell you. They kicked the show off with a bang. I mean, the crowd was into it, and I think they were a pretty good crowd throughout the night here on Raw this week. Penta versus JD McDonough. This was a pretty good matchup, with Penta delivering, I think it was a Mexican Destroyer, finishing off McDonough. I'll tell you, with Balor getting ejected from ringside, they're still slowly teasing that Finn Balor break from Judgment Day, but we're not there yet.
Oh yeah,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean?
This was a perfect way to go right into the first match of the night. Penta looked absolutely strong at times in the match, it being 4-on-1 with Judgment Day shenanigans. And like you said, we cut backstage after this match with Dominic Mysterio getting into it with Finn, saying, you know what, why don't you handle my business with Penta since you guys have history already? And Finn seemed to take some hesitance toward that, but eventually said, you know what, we're both part of Judgment Day. I'll handle the business.
Some interesting stuff here. I think we're going to hopefully get a better idea within the next week or so because they're moving this very, very, very slowly. It's kind of painful. But what do we get next? Some tension with Theory and Grayson Waller. We're still getting that slow breakup with them. Still, they're just moving so slow with these breakups. Theory takes on none other than the returning Sheamus. Sheamus, of course, defeats Theory. While, of course, the Aussie is just an antagonist. You know what I mean? And he'll just take as much spotlight as he can.
This breakup is happening. It definitely is. Grayson Waller basically offering up Austin Theory on a silver platter for Sheamus just to absolutely destroy him. Great to see Sheamus back, and boy, oh boy, is he in good shape, let me say.
And let's talk about Karrion Kross joining Kathy Kelly backstage really quickly with a kind of quick promo. You could tell he's getting over with the crowd. He said a phrase, devil you know versus the devils you don't, basically calling his fans the bad guys here. There's something that's going to continue and get him over with us fans. They're slowly feeding into it, but they didn't pull the trigger on it yet. I think they're trying to find which way do we go here. But what do we get next? Lyra, Valkaria, Becky Lynch face-to-face ahead of their matchup at Backlash. Lyra, the champ, the Intercontinental champ. I think she beat Becky Lynch here.
Absolutely.
On the mic. It got physical. They had to be ripped apart. I'll tell you, is Becky Lynch going to win gold Saturday?
I don't think so, man. I think with how strong Lyra's been performing, I think it might have been an idea for Becky to take it off of her, but with how she stood up in these promo battles and these overall fisticuffs that they've had these past 2 weeks.
Plus standing tall this week over Becky Lynch, I'll tell you, it was something I thought possibly it would be Becky since Lyra stood tall, but I don't think they're going to take the title off her, and I really hope that's not the case.
Yeah, my props to Lyra Valkyria for sure, man. She's really shown that she's ready for that main event spotlight. And before this rivalry, I really wasn't sure about it, if I'm being completely honest.
So, what do you think about Roxanne Perez as she takes on Iyo Sky next? This was a really good matchup. Roxanne Perez engaged in kind of a show of respect with Iyo Sky after the match, after being, pinned clean, allowing Julia to attack her afterwards. So we get a 2-on-1 beatdown with Julia and Roxanne Perez standing tall. Iyo Sky in the ring. What does this mean? Where's Rhea Ripley? She's unfortunately in Australia this week, so we didn't see her. But I think it's going to build up for a nice Rhea Ripley pop to the save of Iyo Sky.
Oh yeah, for sure. Talk about a beatdown. We had Rusev take on Otis next, and that's been what this was. They had like a good face-off as two meat men, doing some shoulder tackles back and forth. But Otis is over with the crowd, and if I do not say so myself, he was getting a louder reaction than Rusev.
Oh, dude, Rusev got absolutely no pop even before he came out when they showed him backstage and the way they open up the show. With the superstars walking backstage, he got literally no pop. Of course, Rusev defeating Otis and then attacking Alpha Academy after this. I think it was okay, but it's I hate to say it, but we're going to fall down that rabbit hole with what do we do with Rusev? He can't connect with the crowd, just like they did with Braun Strowman, and he ended up leaving, coming back, just left again. I hate to say it, but I don't see much happening with Rusev, but maybe they got some better creative plans for him. But right now, it better lead into something good because just not feeling it, dude.
Can we talk about what I was feeling next? We had the much anticipated face-off between Pat McAfee and Gunther, and these two were just magic on the microphone. Gunther trying to play that serious heel role, Pat McAfee getting the crowd behind him, mentioning his friend of this long time, Michael Cole, serving 28 years for the WWE Universe. We had Michael Cole's chance yet again this week, which just warms my heart. It really,
fourth time in a row.
Yes, sir. And it was just great. They went back and forth. They had an intense stare-off to end this thing, and it looked like it was going to come to blows. But Gunther just saying that he's going to savor it for this Saturday.
And he's going to beat the holy hell out of Pat McAfee. So I'm kind of pumped to see what they have stored. I think this is that filler match where it's like, okay, what do we do here? And of course, it's they're throwing Pat McAfee into it. But I like what they're doing here. It's a good storyline between McAfee and Michael Cole, and Gunther is the badass here. Main event time. What do we got? Jey Uso, Seth Rollins, World Heavyweight Title. Front breaker ringside. So was Paul Heyman. What a fucking match, dude.
Oh, dude, so good.
Breaker just speared Zayn outside as Zayn comes and tries to, even the odds here. As of course, this new faction can start to, deteriorate one person. And Sami Zayn got speared by Braun Breaker.
So vicious.
And Jey Uso got speared by Braun Breaker.
Oh, my God.
But I think
came out to save the day?
Closing with Jey Uso back in the ring as he was about to, I think, get stomped by Seth Rollins or get pinned after a stomp by Seth Rollins. CM Punk comes out, attacks Breaker with a steel chair, attacks Rollins with a steel chair. Rollins, of course, was defeated via disqualification here, so still a champ. But I like what they're doing. They brought Punk out at the right time. As we were talking about, I think we're going to get Jey and Punk versus Breaker and Seth, or they're going to add another man to each team. If so, it would probably be Roman on Breaker and Seth's team. Imagine that.
Oh, boy.
We're going to get Sami Zayn, CM Punk, and Jey Uso, along with versus Seth Rollins, Breaker, and probably Roman Reigns. So we'll see. We'll see what they decide to do. This was a good show, though. I think it was a step in the right direction, especially after WrestleMania. We had some questions. We're moving on to some new things, but it's still a slow build. The women's mid card it's getting there, but we still got a ways to go, and this is what I'm pumped for. It's a new time in WWE, and I'll tell you, hopefully with the new draft they got coming up, I think. So let's inject some new spirit into this. Let's get some new storylines.
Yeah, let us know what you guys thought about the show. Always like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you guys next time. Until then, peace out. This has been KozMatt. Thanks for watching.